Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video we are going to be talking about a new Tier 8 American autoloading heavy tank that is going to be entering World of Tanks testing very shortly, and should be introduced into the game a couple months later. The tank goes by the name of the T77. Right now in World of Tanks Blitz, we have an incredibly strong autoloading heavy tank known as the T77 Heavy. It's all about that gun when it comes to this vehicle. It's got a ridiculous aiming time, fantastic dispersion, and, well, over 3000 DPM for a clip that can get out 1200 damage in a matter of 5 seconds from the first shell. The T77 Heavy is definitely one of the strongest heavies out there, all due to the fact that its gun is absolutely devastating. When it comes to new Tier 8 premium tanks being sold in World of Tanks Blitz, they are always sold in crates. I don't think there's been a single time in the past 2 years of Blitz that a Tier 8 premium has not been sold inside crates for its first debut. However, there is always good news. What I always say is just wait another 4 or 5 months, and then a vehicle like the T77 will be sold for a solid gold price tag, which is definitely more economical for your bank account. If you don't mind dropping $100 on a Tier 8 premium, then this falls right in line with the second question: when will the T77 be introduced into the game? Unfortunately, I do not know a specific date, but I can say probably 3 to 4 months is when we should see this vehicle rolling around in the battlefield. Usually when we see tanks like the Lance and Sea in testing and the Bosch-Chatillon Barask, it takes about 4 months from the testing process to end and the actual vehicle to be put in crates and introduced into the game. So yeah, quite a bit of time, but not the world's longest. In front of you is an HD model of the T77 Heavy, the autoloading American heavy tank. And we can clearly see that this is one unique looking vehicle with the baggy turret, the E5 shaped hull. It's just such a weird looking vehicle. And really there's no other tanks in the game that look like this tank until, well, we take a look at the T77, which, well, you'll notice is almost exactly the same. In fact, I bet there are a lot of you out there, if I said this was the 57 Heavy, you probably wouldn't think twice. When we take a look at the armor profile, you can clearly see the T77 is not winning any awards. The lower plate is quite weak at only around 180 to 190 millimeters thick, which, yeah, isn't going to vouch much in Tier 8. And when it comes to the turret, ooh, 126 to 170, yeah, the turret as well is just about the same as a T57 Heavy if you just brought it down to Tier 8. So yeah, armor-wise, unless you're shooting at the upper plate, which, let's be honest, isn't going to happen much. I mean, even if you're using full gun depression, easy penetrations on the cheeks. So that leaves us with one thing left: the gun. The T77 is already a Tier 8 premium on World of Tanks PC, which is great for me because now I don't have to guess at what the values of its mobility and DPM and all this is going to be. We can get a borderline estimate from the PC stats and kind of change them out for blitz levels of DPM and all that. So let's get straight into it, starting off with the DPM. It's 1530. Now that is atrocious. It's probably one of the worst DPM values for a Tier 8 in the game. Why is it so bad? Well, let's take a look at the gun. It does 360 damage, and it gets all of that damage out in 4 seconds because it has 3 shells with a 2-second interclip. That means you are able to deal 1080 damage 4 seconds after the first shell you have fired. Now that is pretty busted, but I don't think it's going to be like that in Blitz. First of all, because nobody wants to play a tank with a 38.35 second clip reload. Second of all, because that sounds absolutely broken. In Blitz, it would most likely be a 310 damage per shot gun with a 2.5 second interclip, because that's pretty similar to what the 57 Heavy is in Tier 10, a 2.5 second interclip with 400 damage. So in a matter of 5 seconds, you're dealing 1200 in Tier 10 and 930 in Tier 8. I think that would balance out at least decently well, but it would also make it super duper strong. When we take a look at the penetration on the standard, it's 232, and if we take a look at the premium rounds, it is 299 millimeters, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. As well, this vehicle has fantastic aiming time at 2.59 seconds, especially for PC values, and as well 0.35 dispersion. Not bad, not good, it's okay. When we take a look at the mobility though, this tank is fast. Unlike the T57 Heavy that only goes 35, this tank can go 40 48 kilometers per hour of a top speed, and it also has a great power-to-weight ratio of 16.33. As well, it goes 12 in reverse. Well, that's average for American heavies. I don't know why American tanks have such a bad reverse gear, but man, they suck. But yeah, forward speed is amazing. You're not gonna have to worry about, repositioning or things like that. I'm not sure how this tank is going to translate in the Blitz. I might see this tank going 40 kilometers per hour. I feel like 50 is just way too fast when it comes to Blitz values. But what I can definitely say is that this tank will be like a T77 heavy brought down the tier 8. So if you like the potential of having a long clip reload, but being able to store a bunch of damage in that clip reload and bang, 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 get it all out in 5 seconds or whatever Wargaming makes it, then yeah, definitely the T77 will be the kind of tank for you. When it comes to how well balanced the T77 would be in tier 8, I actually don't think it would be that broken. Yes, a 2.5 second injure clip, getting out 310 damage each shot would be insane. In a matter of 5 seconds, that's 930 damage. But we already have tanks that are pretty close to that when it comes to clipping potential. Vehicles like the M30 have a 2.7 second injure clip and can get out the same 930 damage just 0.4 seconds longer. And a vehicle like the MIL 1951 has incredible turret armor haul down capabilities and also does 930 damage with a 6-second injure clip. So there already are tanks that have great capabilities. The MIL 1, the Samwa, even auto reloaders that are fantastic at doing their job in tier 8. And I really don't feel a vehicle like the T77 would completely dominate the meta and be the next go-to broken vehicle. I do think it would be strong though. We all know the 57 Heavy is an incredibly powerful tank because it can take off half of any tier 10 heavy in a matter of 5 seconds, and you can definitely do that in tier 8 with this vehicle. Even with 310 damage a shot, if it's got really nice HE, against tier 7s, yeah, you could quite easily clear a full health tier 7, or maybe even a Scorpion G that doesn't get Spall Liner very quickly. So I don't know. I'm mixed opinions on this vehicle right now. I think that it's not going to break the matchmaker. I think that it'll actually be a pretty balanced tier 8, but you never know when it comes to wargaming, as we have vehicles like the Type 71 in testing right now, and the T100 LT came out the way it did. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and data mining to make sure that all the information I tell you guys in this video is 100% correct, or at least trying to nail that head on the coffin. So, if you enjoyed today's video and you would like to see more like this, one thing I always try to say on this channel is I will continuously get out the newest, most relevant information as fast as possible, because that's kind of my job as a Blitz YouTuber. So, I'm going to have another video out tomorrow on another new Tier 8 that is going to be entering testing very soon. If you'd like to see that video as well, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. Make sure to click that bell notification so you're notified when I do post these videos. I don't usually ask for the subscriptions all too much, but yeah, when it comes to these news videos and how much effort it takes to actually get them out, and I have to wake up early and make sure all that, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, at least if you want to be notified on the news. Other than that, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I will be seeing you, hopefully, in the next one. Bye-bye. Stay happy and stay healthy, by the way, everybody out there.